You got paid Friday. By Sunday night, you're already watching your balance. Not because you bought anything crazy. Not because you went on a vacation. Not because you did anything wrong. You just lived. Groceries. Gas. A few bills. Maybe one dinner out. And somehow, almost all of it is gone. And the scariest part? Next Friday feels very far away. If that sounds familiar, I want you to know something. This is not a you problem. This is not a discipline problem. This is not a willpower problem. This is a trap. A very specific, very real trap. And almost nobody is talking about it. Most people think being broke means you don't earn enough. That's not true. There are people earning $40,000 a year who are building wealth. And there are people earning $90,000 a year who are completely broke every single month. The difference is not the paycheck. The difference is what happens to the paycheck after it lands. Here's the trap in its simplest form. Your expenses have quietly grown to match your income. Not all at once. Slowly. Over months and years. Every time you got a raise, your lifestyle adjusted. Every time you moved to a better apartment, your bills went up. Every time you felt more stable, you spent a little more. And now you're stuck in a cycle where no matter how much you earn, there's never enough left over. Economists call this lifestyle creep. But I call it the paycheck trap. Because that's exactly what it is. Every 2 weeks, money comes in. And every 2 weeks, the trap snaps shut. Here's what makes this trap so dangerous. It doesn't happen to irresponsible people. It happens to responsible people. You pay your bills on time. You show up to work. You're not gambling your money away. You're not doing anything stupid. But you're also not getting ahead. And that gap, between doing everything right and still not moving forward, that gap is exhausting. Here's why it happens. When you first started earning, you had lower expenses. Maybe you had roommates. Maybe you drove an older car. Maybe you ate cheap. And that felt temporary. You told yourself, when I earn more, things will be better. So you earn more. And things did get better. Better apartment. Better car. Better food. Better everything. But better costs more. And more costs everything you earned extra. So here you are. Earning more than you ever have. And somehow saving less than you did when you were broke. This is the trap. And the reason nobody talks about it is because it's embarrassing. Because from the outside, your life looks fine. You look like you're doing okay. But inside, every month feels like survival. Let me show you something real. The average American household income right now is around $59,000 a year. After taxes, that's roughly $3,700 a month in take-home pay. Now let's look at where that goes. Average rent for a one-bedroom apartment in most mid-size American cities is around $1,400 to $1,600 a month. Car payment on an average new car is around $700 a month. Car insurance is around $150 to $200. Groceries for one person run about $300 to $400. Phone bill around $80. Utilities around $150. Streaming services, subscriptions, gym membership, all that adds up to another $100 to $150 easily. Add all of that up and you're looking at $2,900 to $3,300 gone before you've done anything fun. Before a single dinner out. Before a haircut. Before a birthday gift. Before anything unexpected. That leaves maybe $400 to $800 for everything else in your life. And everything else has a way of costing exactly $400 to $800. This is not a math problem you can solve by skipping coffee. This is a structural problem. And structural problems need structural solutions. When people realize they're stuck in this trap, they try 3 things. The first thing they try is cutting small expenses. No more eating out. No more Starbucks. No more subscriptions. This almost never works long term. Not because those things don't cost money. They do. But because cutting small things creates misery without creating real financial change. You feel deprived. You feel punished. And after 2 or 3 months, you go right back to where you were. Except now you also feel like a failure. The second thing people try is working more. Extra shifts. Side gigs. Overtime. This sometimes works temporarily. But here's the problem. More income without changing the structure just means the trap has more to snap shut on. Within 6 months, your expenses quietly rise to meet your new income. And you're back to the same feeling, just more tired. The third thing is the only one that actually works. And most people never try it because it feels too simple to be real. You have to make the trap smaller than your paycheck. That's it. Not earn more. Not spend less on lattes. Make the trap structurally smaller so that money physically cannot escape before you've kept some of it. Here's what breaking the paycheck trap actually looks like in real life. The first move is finding your one big leak. Not your 10 small leaks. Your one big one. For most Americans, it's housing. They're spending 40 to 50% of their take-home pay on rent or mortgage. The rule used to be 30%. If you're above that, everything else becomes impossible no matter how careful you are. The second move is paying yourself before the trap closes. The moment your paycheck hits, before you pay rent, before you buy groceries, before you do anything, a fixed amount moves automatically to a separate account you don't touch. Not what's left over. First. Even if it's $100. Even if it's $50. The amount matters less than the habit. Because what you're doing is making the trap smaller than your paycheck for the first time in your life. The third move is creating one income source that the trap cannot touch. A skill you can freelance. Something you can sell. A service you can offer on weekends. Even $200 to $300 extra a month that goes directly to savings or investing before your regular expenses can absorb it. This third income stream doesn't go into your checking account. It goes somewhere else entirely. Somewhere the trap cannot reach. Here's what nobody tells you about breaking the paycheck trap. The moment you have 1 month of expenses saved, something shifts. Not financially. Psychologically. You stop making decisions from panic. You stop taking bad deals because you need the money right now. You stop staying in jobs that underpay you because you can't afford to leave. 1 month of savings gives you options. And options change how you think. And how you think changes every financial decision you make from that point forward. The paycheck trap isn't just about money, it's about the mental state that having no money creates. A mental state where every decision is made from scarcity. From fear. From survival. Break the trap once, even partially, and that mental state starts to lift. And when that mental state lifts, everything changes. Your performance at work changes. Your confidence changes. Your relationships change. Your ability to think clearly about money changes. $200 saved doesn't sound life-changing. But the mental shift that comes with it is. Most people will watch this video, nod their heads, and go back to waiting for Friday. And Friday will come. And the trap will snap shut again. And they'll wonder why nothing ever changes. But some people watching this right now are going to do one thing differently starting this week. Not 10 things. One thing. They're going to move money out before the trap closes. Even a small amount. Even $50. And they're going to watch what happens to how they feel about money over the next 30 days. If you're that person, this channel was made for you. There's a video right here that breaks down exactly what happens once you actually save your first $10,000. Watch that next. Because that's where this journey goes.